There is nothing quite as amazing as the peace of a person who is secure in their relationship with God. When tragedy strikes and God answers grief with grace, the testimonies that come out of these moments produce outcomes that bring unspeakable glory to God. Listen to one such testimony. It's the testimony of the famous poet Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Tragically, in 1861, the dress of his wife, Frances, caught fire, and she burned to death. And while trying to smother the fire, Longfellow himself was burned so badly on the face and the neck and on the hands that it nearly killed him as well, and he wasn't even able to attend the funeral. Later that year, his teenage son, who had been off at war, he returned home severely wounded. And for Longfellow, the war within came as desperate as the civil war that was going on in the nation around him. And for 2 years, he wrestled with grief. And on Christmas Day, 1863, he wrote, "In despair, I bow my head. There is no peace on earth," I said, "for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth and goodwill to men." But another year passed. Christmas came again. Longfellow sat on Christmas morning searching his soul, aching for any glimmer of hope, any promise of peace. And he looked out from his window, and he saw the sun glistening on the fresh fields of snow, and he saw the children dancing in the falling snow. And then the bells rang out. And this time, they struck his heart in a very different tune. Finding strength that day by the grace of God, he took up his pen, and with newfound peace he wrote, "Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor does he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth and goodwill to men." He wrote of his wife's passing, "Death is a beginning, not an end." And he came to the conclusion that with God, that injury and war and death, they don't have the last word. Because when the mortal puts on immortality, then comes to pass the saying, "Where, O death, is your victory? Where, O death, is your sting?" This is the peace that Christ provides, a comfort of grace that is strength in trial, a strength that comes from knowing you're a child of God, that you don't confront hardship alone, to know that you don't endure anything Christ hasn't already, to know that God is behind you, He has good plans for you, and He has the power to see those plans through, to know that death is not the final word. And I ask you once more, where do you find peace? Where do you go searching? Have you come to know the God of grace? Have you been reconciled to Him by the Prince of Peace?